Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If the 10 Tails was sealed inside of Naruto. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was neglected by everyone over on Anime King. And I hope you guys enjoy. And later on, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto returned different after his training trip. And on this channel, I'm going to be posting a brand new episode of What If Naruto was a vampire. So stay in tune for that, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every episode. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support, guys, and yeah. Without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Begin the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, to do a bit of a recap from the last part we left off, Naruto took the graduation test. After getting his head banned, he noticed Saya came out as she looked very unhappy, and she looked very sad as she headed off. As she did not have a headband, she failed the test. Later in the day, Naruto saw her with Iruka as the both of them were eating ramen as she had a headband as he wondered how that happened. Later in the night, Naruto was told what happened as he was angry at Saya as he couldn't believe she got herself in that stupid situation by stealing a scroll of sealing for that traitor Mizuki. As she apologized as he told her never to do it again. As he hugged her, he loved her so much he didn't want her to get harmed. The Genins had an odd number of students, so the team was made up of 4 people: Sakura Haruno, Saya Namikaze, Naruto Namikaze, and Sasuke Uchiha, as the 4 of them was on one team. The next day, Kakashi arrived as he was late again, as they all did the bell test, as Naruto gave Saya his lunch, and the others did the same, as Kakashi arrived and told them they all passed, as they then officially became Team 7. Some time passed as the group entered Sarutobi's office. They were tired of all of these D-rank missions, they were getting rather boring. So Sarutobi gave them a C-rank mission to deliver Kazuna to the Land of Waves, and they quickly accepted as they headed off with Kazuna. On their way there, they came upon the Demon Brothers, but the group was quickly able to subdue them as Saya got cut on her arm, as Naruto wondered why the Nine-Tails was healing this, as he realized it was poison. Saya then pulled a kunai and she drive it in her arm, cutting herself, releasing the blood to let out the poison. As Naruto sighed for her doing something so stupid, as he would have helped her, he then walked over and wrapped her hand in bandages, as Kazuna explained what is really going on, that Gato is taking over Wave and they didn't have enough money. And with that, the group accepted the mission and they headed off. On the boat, Naruto was contacted by the Jubi, as she told him someone was nearby with her bloodline, a bloodline that she gave out ice release. As she told Naruto that the group can handle this, as Naruto asked her why, she then apologized, telling him that she injected too much of her power into him and he's going to pass out soon. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out yourself, so let's start this new episode. I may have accidentally injected you with too much of my chakra and you will pass out anyway, the Jubi said. Only you could do this when I have the chance to fight, Naruto said, as his sweat dropped. As the Jubi giggled nervously. You're still not telling me something, said Naruto. I will tell you when you pass out, Jubi said. Naruto growled angrily as he sighed and got out of the boat as the group went on the docks. Naruto, what's wrong? You look pale, Saya said. I'm fine, Naruto said, as he felt a shot of pain in his side. What the hell aren't you telling me, Naruto said. You will see, said the Jubi. The pain became too much as Naruto collapsed. Naruto, Saya yelled. Meanwhile, inside the mindscape, care to tell me what the hell is going on? Naruto said as he looked at the Jubi. It's about the bloodline I have chosen for you, Jubi said. What is it doing to me? What is it? Naruto asked. It's merely rearranging your chakra coils. Don't worry, your chakra control will be the same, just slightly damaged. But for now, your bloodline is a secret, she said. As Naruto saw a look on her face, that was a look she gave when she actually don't know. Don't tell me you don't know, said Naruto, as she scratched the back of her head. Well, it's between a few different ones. I am letting your body chakra choose. The one that fitted the best, Jubi said. As Naruto growled, I'm sorry, she said. How long will this last, he asked. You will be out for a few days, but your chakra levels will be very low for the next week or so, she said. Meaning most of the mission, she said. Yeah. Alright, I'm officially pissed, Naruto shouted. I'm sorry, I kinda did it during your D-rank missions because I thought it was a while before you get a real mission, she said. That is why you was taking so many naps, Naruto said. Yeah, she said. I thought you were going to wait, Naruto said. As he thought back what she said, she was going to wait. Well, I thought more about that subject and I realized it wouldn't be such a good idea. I will let your body and chakra choose the bloodline more than I would have. Don't worry, either way, your bloodline will be powerful. Whatever, said Naruto. Outside of the mindscape, Saya gasped as her brother collapsed to the ground. What happened to him, she said. As Kakashi went over and rolled Naruto over. As Kakashi checked him over, I am guessing that a poison Demon Brothers got into him is just taking effect. But he will be fine, thanks to the Uzumaki healing abilities, Kakashi said. Good, said Saya. Kakashi then stood up as he narrowed his eyes. Everyone duck, he cried out. As all of them did, as Kakashi tackled Tazuna down to the ground, as a large sword fly over their head. What the hell? Saya said, standing up. You three, protect Tazuna and Naruto, Kakashi said, as he went into a fighting stance just as the figure landed. Zabuza, Kakashi said, the demon of the mist. Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja of the leaf, said Zabuza as he jumped down and removed his sword. Time skip, the next day, inside of Naruto's mindscape. I'm bored, Naruto said. Tell me about your time seal. Off into the moon, Naruto said to Jubi. That, well, I guess it was like watching a movie. During the day, my vision was a bit blurry, but at night I could see everything. I saw everything and knew everything about what was going on. I gifted bloodlines easily, and while it drained me for a bit, it gave me more power. The Mokidan was the last Genkai I gifted. Well, yours will be the last one, she said. I'm still bored, said Naruto. As a Jubi smiled, I can tell that she said, chuckling. It's all your fault, Naruto said. Jubi just grinned as she was happy that he was not totally pissed off anymore. Outside of the mindscape. What should we do? He's been out for a day, Sakura said, looking over at Kakashi and Naruto. Naruto will be fine, Kakashi-sensei said so. It's Kakashi I'm worried about, Saya said. I'll be fine, Kakashi said, as he opened one of his eyes. What happened? Saya said. I just used up too much chakra. I'll be fine in a day. I just need to rest. It's the same for Naruto. Until we're both better, watch over Tazuna for the time being. As the three of them nodded, Sasuke, Saya, and Sakura. Time skip. Naruto's eyes slowly opened as he blinked and sit up. As he looked around confused. You're up, said Saya as she entered the room. Hi Saya. Where are we? Naruto asked. When you passed out, Zabuza attacked and fought Kakashi. Kakashi just woke up yesterday, Saya said. Naruto winced. I suddenly felt my chakra drain, he said, lying through his teeth. Yeah, Kakashi-sensei told me that the poison that the Demon Brothers got you with is only taking effect now. That's rather weird though, but at least you're okay, she said with a smile. But we're at Tazuna's house, she added. Alright, Naruto said, wincing. He could usually feel his chakra in his body easily, but now he could barely find any of it pounding through his coils. To put it bluntly, he felt very weak. Come on, everyone is eating breakfast, Saya stated. As Naruto looked up, I'm hungry, he said. Sometime later, you must be Naruto, I'm Tsunami. Bowed, a black-haired woman. I'm Tazuna's daughter, she said. Nice to meet you, said Naruto as he sat at the table. How are you feeling? Kakashi said, giving Naruto his famous eye smile. I'm feeling better, said Naruto, as he took a bite of scrambled eggs. That's good. We have something to do later on, said Kakashi. Later in the day, Kakashi brought them outside as he showed them tree walking. I really hate you, Jubi, said Naruto. Sorry about that, she said. Even though it's still messed up right now, you can still do it, said Jubi. Just focus hard. As Kakashi narrowed his eyes on Naruto, as he wondered what the hell happened to him. He could do this before, and now he couldn't. I'm going for a walk, Naruto said. Bye, Saya said, as she continued walking up a tree. As Naruto arrived in a clearing, as he channeled chakra through his body, as he got into his taijutsu stance, as he did the striking wolf as he hit the tree 10 times, he then jumped backwards. But only a small dent was made into the tree. Damn it, Naruto said, as he could feel his chakra straining to push through. Because of what the Jubi did to him, his chakra was all messed up and he could barely control it. As Naruto collapsed on the ground, as he wondered, what could his new bloodline be? Either way, he knew that he will help him catch a Bichus in the future to help Jubi. What was he going to do? He's only 12 years old. His life was already figured out though. His sister wanted to become Hokage. It is hard, but not impossible. As she has a lot of power, and if she learned how to control the Kyuubi, it would only add on to her power. As Naruto then thought about the Nine Tails, in order to get Jubi back to her full strength, she would need the power of the Nine Tails. As he thought about Saya. Time skip. The next week passed by rather easily as Sasuke and Saya trained really hard and they even competed in everything. Even in eating though, but Naruto beat them easily on that. As Kakashi was walking through the forest, as he watched Naruto, as Naruto hit the tree 10 times. It looked similar to what Naruto tried to do to him in the bell test, but it also looked different somehow. As Kakashi watched the tree exploded. Well, said Naruto. I'm getting better, he said. Time skip, the group was now in the house. We've done it, Saya said, as she and Sasuke enter. We climbed the tree. Good job, said Kakashi. We can spend more time with Tazuna at the bridge from now on. What aren't you telling us, Sensei? Zabuza is alive, Kakashi said. What? But he was hit with all those needles, Sakura said. It was a fake, said Kakashi. I knew it was fake, but I didn't say anything because I needed to rest and Naruto was out. Meaning that he will return? Sasuke asked. Yeah, said Kakashi. As Naruto sneered and folded his arms, this time I will get involved, he said. No, you won't, the Jubi stated. What do you mean I won't? Shouldn't my chakra be returning soon, Naruto said. It will be returning, but for a day, all your chakra will be able to do is use your bloodline. You better hope that's a damn good one if you want to fight, the Jubi said. You're always keeping this crap away from me. Why don't you just tell me everything, Naruto said. Because I didn't want you to get even more pissed off at me, the Jubi said. Screw you, Naruto said. Naruto? Saya said. Huh? What's wrong? Your eyes glow for a second. It's nothing, Naruto said. I heavily doubt that I would be able to do anything when Zabuza returned, said Sakura. It's fine, said Kakashi. You can be a shield around Tazuna while we fight Zabuza and the other one that saved him. At least you're telling us this now, and you won't be holding us back, said Sasuke as he glanced at Sakura, who blushed. As Naruto shook his head, she didn't even know that was an insult. Man, fangirls are moron, he thought. The next day, Naruto destroyed another tree. His chakra was returning, but it was just half of what it used to be. As he could feel his chakra coils, they were different, much different. It was like they were getting thicker and more dense by just flowing through his coils. As Naruto went over, as he slammed 10 hits in a tree, it exploded. He then saw something that reflected. As he picked it up, it was a golden splinter. Huh? It wasn't wood, it was gold. What the hell? He said. Time skip. It's been like 3 weeks since Zabuza died. When is he going to come back? Saya said, as she sat on the side of the bridge. Who knows, said Naruto, as he felt his chakra pound through his body. It was returning so quickly. Soon, said Kakashi, be on your guard. Sasuke nodded slightly as he continued to look around the bridge. As he was almost finished, thanks to the help of Team 7, they were able to move very quickly. The quicker they were finished, the better it will be. As Naruto suddenly felt a bolt of pain ran through his body. What the hell was that? He said. The final change is taking place. The bloodline is forming inside of you, the Jubi said. Our connection is going to be cut off, so be prepared, she added. As Naruto blinked as his vision was blurry a bit. Naruto, are you okay? Saya asked as she walked over to her brother. I'm fine, he said. No, you're not okay, said Saya, as Naruto collapsed to the ground. What the hell is with him and collapsing? I mean, really? Damn it, Kakashi said. We have company. Meanwhile, inside of Naruto's mindscape, Naruto looked around, confused. His mindscape looked different, really different. It looked like an endless terrain of dry dirt beneath his feet, as lightning cackled in the sky and struck the ground. As he saw fire burning miles away, a ball of twisting wind was tearing through another direction, and rain was pouring but no dark clouds, and in another section there was endless mountains. As the sky was dark blue, with the moon shining brightly, as chains shot from the moon and attached to the ground. As Naruto bent down and touched the earth, as he watched dry soil turn into diamond the moment he touched it. What the? He said. As Naruto ran over to the ocean, he then placed his hand in the water, as the water turned into a large diamond, as he dropped it. As he then turned and ran towards the mountains, even though it looked so far away, he was there in seconds. As he then heard a voice, your bloodline is mineral control and creation. As Naruto then turned around, as Jubi was standing there. Mineral control and creation? Naruto said, confused. Your chakra can be turned into different minerals. Gold, silver, bronze, copper, ruby, diamond. I'm rather amazed myself, she said. It's amazing. What's up with my mindscape? Naruto said. This is what it usually looks like, but I changed it, remember? Jubi said. The lightning, mountain, water, fire, wind, and water represent all 5 affinities, and minerals are mixed with them, Naruto asked. Yes, listen, I'm straining just to talk to you right now. So I'm returning you to reality so I can rest. As Naruto nodded. Also, Zabuza and his little helper showed up. Outside of the mindscape, Naruto's eyes shot open as he blinked, as he looked around, as he checked where he was, as he saw an ice dome over to the side, as Kakashi was dodging strikes from Zabuza's sword. Sakura stood in front of Tazuna as she watched the fight. Naruto closed his eyes as he could feel his chakra pounding inside his coils. It wanted to be used, it wanted to be spent. As he stood up, just imagine the minerals around you and use them, said Jubi. As Naruto closed his eyes, he tapped his feet as a spike of gem shoot through the ground, stopping Zabuza and Kakashi in their fight. What the hell? Said Zabuza. As they all turned to see a blue aura form around Naruto as he dashed towards Zabuza, as gold needles appear in mid-air right next to Naruto while he was running. As the gold needles shot towards Zabuza, as Zabuza used his sword to block them all, knocking them to the side. As Naruto flicked his wrists, a long, sharp diamond jags formed into mid-air as it fly towards Zabuza. As Zabuza used his sword to cut them all, as Naruto created kunai out of silver and thrust them towards Zabuza. What the hell is this? Said Zabuza. He's not even using any hand signs. That's my secret, said Naruto. As spikes rose around Zabuza, all of them mixed from different gems or minerals. As Zabuza used his sword to shatter the gem spikes as he ran at Naruto. As Naruto formed a steel blade, as the both of them started to clash with it. As Zabuza saw an opening and drive his sword down, as it sliced Naruto in his hand. As Naruto jumped back, as Zabuza dashed towards him as the both of them continue. As Naruto formed multiple swords around him and shoot them all at Zabuza. As Kakashi then felt something as he spun around, as he saw red chakra burst out of the dome. As Kakashi watched as spikes break from the ground and stab Zabuza right in his leg, as Zabuza winced out in pain. He was going to slice them apart to jump away, but Naruto drive a spike right through his stomach. As Zabuza held up his sword as he was about to brought it down, but he then heard cackling lightning as Kakashi drive his Chidori right through Zabuza's chest. As Naruto was panting, creating so many minerals for his first time, that really took a lot out of him. Sasuke! Sakura screamed, running over to Sasuke who was on the ground with a bunch of needles sticking out of him. As Saya panted heavily, looking at the figure. Zabuza's helper. Haku, Saya muttered. as she falls to the floor. Haku then turned as she glanced at Zabuza. No, no, Haku said, rushing over. Please don't be dead, please don't be dead. As Haku was crying, tears running down. As Naruto panted heavily, as Haku continued to sob. Tuh, thanks for getting rid of him, said a voice. As they turned to see Gato, with a bunch of thugs behind him. As Naruto stood up, he had enough chakra for one more move. As Naruto raised his hand, as the mob eyes went wide, as needles, thousands of needles formed above them, as Naruto clenched his hand, as all the thugs got pinned to the ground as a needle drive through their body, pinning them down, and if they weren't dead yet, they were going to bleed out. As Kakashi watched as Haku pulled the kunai, as he was about to stop him, but Haku drive the kunai right into its own chest. As he collapsed, holding onto Zabuza's hand, as Kakashi saw a peaceful smile on the boy's face. In all of that chaos and pinning, Gato only got a scratch on his arm as he was able to use his man as shield. But Kakashi brought him back to the villagers, as the villagers placed him into a prison. They wouldn't kill him, they would let him feel suffering, as the villagers all wanted some type of revenge, even though they knew they weren't being much better than him. Now, they just have to wait till the bridge is finished, and they could leave. And Kakashi wanted to know what the hell did Naruto do back at the bridge, because that wasn't anything that Minato or Kushina ever did. Time skip, Naruto woke up, after using so much chakra he passed out, as he was in the same room. Jubi, he said. What is it, Naruto? Jubi said. What happened? He said. Your bloodline fully awakened, but then you exhausted your chakras, Jubi said. You and Kakashi killed Zabuza, but his helper Haku, he killed himself. Naruto blinked. What's my bloodline again? He asked. Mineral control / creation. You use a natural affinity to mix the metals to create copper, steel, and other metals. You can create gemstones such as ruby and emeralds, and you can create diamonds. Interesting, said Naruto. Indeed, Jubi said. We're one step closer to our dream, Naruto stated. Yes, we're one step closer to our goal, she returned. Time skip. Who is he? Naruto said. He's Inari, Tazuna's grandson, said Sakura. Oh yeah, I kinda ignored everyone, didn't I? Naruto said. You think? Said Saya, as Naruto smirked to himself. Inari glared at him. How did you ignore me? I was at dinner with you, he said. Just because I've seen you, it doesn't mean I question you or bother with you, Naruto said. Sometimes people overrate my attention span when there's food in front of me, but you should know when there's food. I don't really listen to anything he said. It's true. Once he was eating and we had a whole family discussion and he didn't hear anything. Naruto, can I talk with you for a bit? Said Kakashi. As Naruto nodded as the both of them went outside. So, what is it? What did you do back there in the bridge? You created, but Naruto cut him off. I created minerals, I know. I know mom and dad probably tell you about the Jubi already. She was the one who gave me this bloodline, wanting to gain a bit of my trust. She's taught me a lot, so I appreciate her. The bloodline is merely mineral control and creation, he explained, as he was going to tell the old truth. So what has she been doing? Asked Kakashi. Well, she take a whole lot of naps. She want to make me stronger since I'm her Jinchuriki. Something about not wanting a weak Jinchuriki, Naruto said. I'll be telling your mother and your father about this, said Kakashi. I have no problem about that. So long as none of you betray me, I'll be fine, Naruto said, as he walked off. As Kakashi narrowed his eyes, does he mean about Itachi? As he never said that, but does he mean about that? Kakashi wondered. The next 2 weeks passed by easily as they finished the bridge. Apparently they found chunks of expensive materials that they sold to buy more material for the bridge to fix it up rather quickly. So it got done quickly and easily. Tazuna showed his appreciation by using the rest of the money that they got from the materials that they sold to hold a village feast. As Naruto found himself happily scarfing down food as everyone gasped. How? How does he eat all that? He even eat more than Choji, said Saya. It's inhuman, said Sasuke. Agreed, both Kunoichi said. As the group left the land of waves, and just as they vanished from view, what should we name the bridge? Asked one of the workers. How about the Great Tazuna Bridge? Tazuna said. No, everyone said. Then what about the metal bridge? Tazuna said. You know, for all of the metals that we sold to build it. They all agreed, but they all wonder one thing. Where did it come from? 2 days later, Kakashi was giving his report to Minato, alone. Jubi is attempting to gain his trust by giving him power. Minato stated, yeah, Kakashi said. Has Naruto grown closer to his teammates? His sister? Asked Minato. He's rather close to Saya. He cared deeply for her, and he hated the fact that she could be harmed. And he doesn't like the fact that she's so careless, apparently. He doesn't bother much with Sakura, but he can work together easily with Sasuke. It may be a sign of somewhat friendship, said Kakashi. The bloodline that he'll be able to use to strengthen his own power. I can only hope that the Jubi doesn't influence him, Minato said. Perhaps it's time to send for Jiraiya, said Minato. As Kakashi was surprised. Why would Minato send for the Toad Sage that angered him all those years before? Time skip. It was late in the night as Naruto was surrounded by bodies as he tear his arm through a chunin chest as minerals and metals, spikes and everything was around. I can't take the blame for this one, kid. You're responsible for all of this, said the Jubi. So helpful, Naruto said. I know, right? She said, smirking. As Naruto had to take down this chunin who tried to stop him from getting the scum out of Konoha, these low life, which deserve to die. Time skip. 2 weeks later, as Team 7 continued with D rank missions, with the occasion C rank missions of taking care of the Fire Lord kids who were rather hyper, just to say. Naruto continued his training and it became easier and easier to form the minerals. He meditated a lot and the Jubi also helped him a lot to learn about his chakra and his chakra coils. With his meditating, he could sense everyone's chakra easily and he could see his own chakra coils and how they flow. Jubi stated within the next 3 or 4 years, he could learn to mix ninjutsu, taijutsu, kinjutsu along with his bloodline to make himself even stronger. As Naruto knew that his parents were worried for him, thinking that Jubi was taking advantage of him. In all honesty, Naruto knew she wasn't. If she wanted to, she could take over his body, but she hadn't tried to do anything like that. Hey, Jubi, Naruto stated one day, I was wondering something. What is it? She asked. Why is it that you just don't give me all the bloodlines in the world? Your body is still human, and you can only handle one Kekkei Genkai at once. The Sharingan and the Byakugan, each of them had a different coil setting. It would kill you to constantly change your coils. When you ascended from this form, I will give you all the bloodline in the world, she said. Time skip. The Chunin exams are coming up, Minato stated, looking over at Kakashi. I know what you're asking, and yes, Kakashi said. You think they're ready? Asked Minato. Sasuke and Naruto are more than ready. Saya is ready to become a low Chunin. Her only problem is in chakra control. Sakura doesn't need to enter, and I can keep it that way, but I will offer her still, just to see if she would enter. Since we have a 4-man team, one of them can wait until the time is ready, said Kakashi. Sasuke, Naruto and Saya are ready, but Sakura isn't? Minato questioned. Sakura Haruno is a fangirl, and she isn't that serious. She can change, but it will take a lot for her to see that Sasuke isn't interested in weak girls who cannot protect themselves, said Kakashi. I guess you're probably right, said Minato, as he looked through the window. Meanwhile, with the group, Naruto, Sasuke, Saya, and Sakura ate barbecue as they were having a team bonding, eating. Mainly because Saya demanded it, and saying that they don't spend much time together, and if they do, it will improve their teamwork. As Naruto found no problem with this, as he was tearing barbecue to pieces enjoying his meal. That's insane, said Sakura, as he watched Naruto going at it. You should see Saya eat ramen, Naruto said. I've seen it before, Sasuke said, cutting into the conversation. I'd rather not see it again, as he take a small bite of the meat. The next day, I'm entering you all in Chunin exams. Chunin exams? You think we're ready? Saya asked. Kakashi nodded, yes. In all honesty, only 3 of you need to participate. In the end, it would be better if 4 of you would join, he said. As Naruto spoke, you want all of us to enter, don't you? I may have made a bet to the other Jonin senseis about it. I will enter for sure, said Saya. I'm entering, said Sasuke. I will definitely enter, said Naruto. Sakura blinked as she stared at her team. She paused, as she then nodded. I'll enter as well, she said, as she didn't want to let her team down. as he gave them all a slip of paper. The tuning exams are in 3 days. Go to the academy, 3rd floor. I will see you all there, he said, as he vanished in a poof of white smoke. The next day, silver needles fly into a tree, tearing it to pieces. You're improving, the Jubi said. As Naruto chuckled, I will get stronger, he said. Time skip, Minato watched as his kids went through the documents, meaning Naruto was doing both his and hers. As Saya pouted, why can't I do it myself, she said. Because you will never get it done, said Naruto, as he hit her playfully on the head with a pen, as she pouted even more. Kushina chuckled, happy that her kids were getting along, despite the fact that they used to fight over everything. Perhaps being a ninja and being on the same team helps out a tiny bit. The next day, Naruto growled as he struck the tree exploding. He then slammed his palm into the next one as it exploded. My, is someone losing control? The Jubi said. Shut up, said Naruto as he continued to beat more trees to pieces with a striking wolf stance. Naruto, I think you're gaining a bit of bloodlust, Jubi stated. Oh really? I had no idea since I started imagining the trees as human bodies, Naruto said. No need to yell at me. I know the perfect solution for you to control your bloodlust. And what is that? Become a Jashinist, she said. You told me about Jashin, but what's a Jashinist? Naruto said. Jashin is a god of slaughter and destruction. He is one of the few that can beat me even when I'm at full power. His worshippers kill and cause chaos to please him, and in turn he heals their wound, and control the bloodlust that is naturally given to them when they become a Jashinist. You are to worship and pray and be religious, Jubi said. He sounds really strong, but I don't want to fake worship him, Naruto said. Well, I do have a plan, she said. Just what are you planning, Naruto asked. You'll see, said the Jubi as she chuckled. Time skip, it was finally the day as Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura and Saya were walking down a back alley going towards the academy. The Chunin exams were today and they were heading towards it when they heard a bunch of voices. Put me down, our child cried as they saw a foreign ninja holding Konohamaru, the 3rd Hokage grandson, by his collar. What the hell are you doing, Kankuro? Put him down, he's going to get mad at us, the girl beside him said. Don't worry, I'm just gonna mess with him a bit, said Kankuro. Put me down, Konohamaru cursed. Morons, you do realize you're handling the 3rd Hokage grandson, Naruto said, as Kankuro instantly dropped Konohamaru, who rushed over towards Saya. Boss, he cried as he hugged Saya. I'm the one who saved you, said Naruto, as Konohamaru still clinged on to Saya. Saya grinned as she patted Konohamaru on the head. What's up, Konohamaru? She said with a grin, as Naruto ignored them and turned to the two. I'm guessing you're here because of the Chunin exams. But you should know, you shouldn't cause any trouble, especially with the 3rd Hokage grandson, and along with the 4th Hokage kids being here as well. Tuh, we're the kids of the Kazekage. Isn't that right, Temari? Said Kankuro. Whatever, said Temari. That's just make it even funnier, said Naruto. Children of the Kazekage want to start a war. I really doubt that the San can go for a war right now, said Naruto. Why you, said Temari as she growled. Both of you. What are you doing to that voice? As they froze. Gaara. As Gaara was standing upside down on a tree branch, as he vanished in a swirl of sand and appeared right between them. Excuse my foolish siblings, Gaara said, as he glared at them. Hey, who are you? Sasuke said. My name is Gaara of the Sand. These are my siblings, Temari and Kankuro. Who are you? My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I am Saya Namikaze. I am Sakura Haruno, Sakura said. And I am Naruto Namikaze, Naruto said as he narrowed his eyes at Gaara. He really wanted to tear Gaara apart. For some odd reason, his chakra feels similar. Gaara then took a step back. I don't know who you are, Namikaze, but Mother doesn't like you. Mother? Naruto said. You're a Jinchuriki, aren't you? As Naruto smirked a bit, if Jubi was only awake. As Gaara gulped, something about this guy was putting him off as he stepped back. Come on, let's go, he said, as he quickly jumped off. His siblings were surprised by his behavior, but they quickly followed him. What was that? Asked Saya. Oh, nothing, just a boy who thinks that a demon is his brother. Huh? Sakura said confused. It's nothing, Naruto said. Let's get going. The group entered the 2nd floor. What the hell is going on, said Sasuke. We're supposed to go to the 3rd floor, as they saw a group of genins in front of the 2nd floor. This is just again Jutsu, said Naruto. Let's go. Finally, Team 7 was inside of the waiting room, as Naruto took his time to observe all the genins inside of the room. Genin from all different villages crowded the room: Leaf Genin, Sound Genin, Sand Genin. As Naruto watched as the rest of the Leaf Genin that graduated with them talked with his team. Naruto, come here, Saya said, as she grabbed his arm and dragged him over to a grey-haired ninja. Ask him about anyone and he will tell you all about them. Naruto raised an eyebrow as he turned to the ninja. What's your name? He asked. Kabuto, he said, smiling slightly, as Naruto hummed to himself, but he nodded. I'm not interested in anybody. I like to gather information myself, rather than rely on others, Naruto said. Of course, Kabuto said, as he gave a nod. How about Gaara of the Sand? Sasuke got in. Gaara of the Sand, he said, as he pulled the card and added chakra to it. As he pulled the card, Gaara, he's on a team with his 2 siblings, Kankuro and Temari. He's done multiple D rank and C rank with his team, but he went on multiple B and A rank, and he went by himself, and he never came back with even a scratch, Kabuto said. As Naruto thought to himself, he must have gotten help from the beast inside of him, the one-tailed Ichibai. It must also be healing him as well. If he could get damaged, it wouldn't matter. Naruto, said Saya. Huh? Naruto said, turn towards her. Tell Ino that we're strong, Saya said. Naruto raised an eyebrow as he turned towards Ino. You're worried about a group that has to use nothing but their family techniques. While the techniques may be powerful, they will never fully master them if they care about what others say, Naruto said. As Sasuke glared at Naruto, you don't count, Naruto said. Besides, you actually can learn different jutsus from your Sharingan. The Sharingan is one of the powerfulest dojutsu that ever existed, Naruto said. You're wrong. Hinata Byakugan is the most powerful, Kiba said. You're wrong. The Byakugan is limited to 1 level, while the Sharingan can develop more and more. And besides, the Hyuga clan is obsessed with control over their own clan members. As Kiba growled, Kiba, it's fine, Hinata stuttered out. Please calm down. Fine, said Kiba. Suddenly, there was a poof as Ibiki Marino entered the room. Alright, maggots, all of you, it's time for the first phase of the exam. But guys, let me end this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this or know what new, like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on the bell notifications to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform and stay in tune for the rest of the what is coming their way. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. But for now guys, I'm out of here. Peace.